last year we completed 10 years of the petroleum law, new petroleum law, and that has inspired a lot of discussions, some celebrations. It was a good moment to think over the benefits and what we have collected from experience. In just 10 years, I think the Brazilian petroleum industry grew to a very mature stage. We had the opening up of the industry, not only to the traditional foreign large companies, major companies, but we had this phenomenon that we started in the 7th bid round in the new possibilities for the new players in the industry. So we see nowadays among those 72 companies that are operating in Brazil, and that's a very impressive number. In Brazil, perhaps we could feel these results in a wider scale than only talking about the really important offshore discoveries that happened in the past few years. So as a general remark, I would say the government take what Brazil collected from state participation with the benefits of the industry, the investments that were made all over the country, the jobs that were created. If we have that on the one side, and the other side, the stability that was more or less implemented in these 10 years. So I think the evaluation of this new petroleum law, that's not so new anymore, I think it was very positive.
How do you think the market is going to receive the new round of the ANP, which is set to be only onshore blocks?
If we take the big picture and what Brazil has introduced as a key factor of success of the previous bid rounds, we would say it would be an equilibrium in that model where we had the high possibilities of those really nice areas that are highly attractive areas, let's say so. We had the more mature fields that offered opportunities for those smaller companies, and we had the high-risk areas. So some of the areas that nowadays are really doing very well with remarkable results, like Espírito Santo's part of the Campos Basin, they used to be high risk and new frontier areas before. So this is the successful formula of the past bids. So now having somehow cutting out a big prospect of all the offshore areas, where we would have the opportunity now to collect the higher bonus, which would be the result of what we did in the other 10 years, let's say so, as if it were interrupting a game when it's really starting to turn good.
How do you see the new law that's being discussed by the government, by the commission? Do you have any foresights on it?
One thing is to discuss the participation of the state. So the present model is very successful. We see the increase of the participation of the benefits that the Brazilian state had, but we can have room for discussion. That's legitimate, that a country always wishes to take the most of its resources. But then we could have this discussion without a need to change the law. We could have the discussion focused on the decree for governmental participations, discuss the increase or different parameters for the special participation for the big fields. So we would have room for discussion about those levels of government take without needing to discuss the new law. So we have a successful law. Any discussion of review of this law should take some years, involve all the players, go to Congress. In practical terms, when this discussion gains ground, somehow as if we were changing the law before it's really changed.